Welcome back to Lenny Does IT, and today we're going to do a follow-up video to my simple OSPF configuration, and I'm going to give you a rundown of all the show commands related to OSPF. So if you remember from last time, we had a show IP OSPF neighbor. We have an adjacency between R1 and R2. So I'm going to give you multiple show commands that are related to troubleshooting OSPF or just verifying information. First one's going to be show IP protocol. You can see here it shows that the routing protocol for OSPF1 is running, shows the networks that are part of area 0. Second command I'm going to show you is show IP route. And as you can see here, we have our OSPF routes showing up here at the bottom, denoted by this O. As you can see, the O matches up to O for OSPF up here. And there we are with our 172.16.30.1 via 172.16.20.2 out of Gigabit Ethernet 1. And of course, that's out of our WAN link right here, going to directly to R2. The next command I want to show you is I show IP route OSPF. What this does is it displays the OSPF routes in the routing table. It's similar to the one above, except it parses out all the connected and directly link routes. Next one I want to show you is show IP OSPF. And what this does is it displays basic information about OSPF routing processes. So you can see right here we have the process 1 with the router ID of 172.16.10.1. Various helpful pieces of information you need for troubleshooting your OSPF problems. Number of interfaces in this area too. 1 loopback. Area 0 is the backbone. Next command I want to show you is show IP OSPF border routers. And what this does is it displays the border or boundary router information. Next command I want to show you is show IP OSPF database. And what this does is it displays the contents of the OSPF database. Here you can see for area 0 running on process 1 once again. Next command I want to show you is show IP OSPF database summary. Similar to the output above, except more brevity. Next one I want to show you is show IP OSPF interface. And this displays information about the interfaces that are partaking in OSPF. In this case, we have loopback 0 and Gigabit Ethernet 1. Next command I want to show you is show IP OSPF interface, Gigabit Ethernet 1. And this just narrows it down to whatever interface you want to verify information about relating to OSPF. Similar to the one above, except it narrows it down. Next one I want to show you is one that we've used quite a few times, which is show IP OSPF neighbor. And this shows the neighbors, the state, the dead time, the address, and the interface. So neighbor being their neighbor ID, address being the address that you're reaching them on. And then, of course, the interface you're going out of. And then the next one I want to show you is show IP OSPF neighbor detail. Gives you similar to the information we just typed in about your neighbor, but this is more verbose. Shows you the priority, what state it's in, how many state changes you've gone through, the DR, the BDR. Next command I want to show you is more related to troubleshooting. So let's go ahead and type in a clear IP route star. And what this does is it clears the entire routing table, forcing it to rebuild. So if we do a show IP route, this had to rebuild. Next command I want to show you is clear IP route. And then type in the routes, for instance, 172.16.30.1. Now let's give it a show IP route again. Cleared it out, but then of course it rebuilds. Next thing we want to do is a clear IP OSPF counters. And what this does is it clears the OSPF counters. Next one I want to show you is clear IP OSPF process. So clear IP OSPF process. Yes. Show IP OSPF. So cleared the counters as well as cleared the process. What this does is it resets the entire OSPF process, forcing OSPF to recreate neighbors, the database, and the routing table. Next command I want to show you is clear IP OSPF 1 process. And this clears it based on which process you specify. So similar to the clear IP OSPF process, except you can narrow it down by which process you want to clear out. So this will reset process 1, forcing OSPF to recreate the neighbors, database, and routing table. Next, we're going to go into the debug commands. So debug IP OSPF events. Let's go ahead and that'll allow us to see logging to the console that by using the logging con command, but the debug IP OSPF events will display all OSPF events. So for instance, if I clear the IP OSPF process, then whenever everything's recreated or adjacencies are formed or routing tables created, it'll log it in the console. So you can see it's already done that right here. Next command I want to show you is debug IP OSPF adjacencies. So if I go ahead and clear out the IP OSPF process again, then it should debug all the adjacency information, which it looks like it just did. Shows the DB BDR election. LSA counts. Shows the elected BDR and the elected DR. Next command I want to show you is debug IP OSPF packet. And what this does is displays the OSPF packets. So let's go ahead and clear out the OSPF process again. Let's go ahead and see what happens. All right. So here we are getting the OSPF packets displayed right on our console. And then the last thing I want to show you is how to get rid of all these debugs. All right, so it looks like the debug IP OSPF packet took quite a bit of memory. So I was able to finally type in and get undebug all, which turned off all debug commands. So that's what I have for you today. That's all the show IP OSPF commands, related commands, debug commands that I have for you. Thank you for watching. This is Lenny Does IT.